Hello, hello, everyone. How are you today? Hopefully you can hear me and see me down here in this corner. I'm kind of small. Let's see here. Make myself a little bigger. Won't take up too much room. That way you're not squinting to stare at me. I'm gonna try not to stare at myself because that's always what happens to me. So, how are you guys today? How's everyone doing? Give me a shout out if you can hear and see me, please. Let me know you are in the room. Just a couple housekeeping things. The chat is about 10 seconds behind when I'm talking. Gives us a chance to moderate if we have to, but just wanted to let you guys know. Hey, Bob, thanks for joining today. It's a small how-to series webinar. In our how-to series, we like to break down certain features or products related to Photo Day and kind of dive in deeper to share different strategies or ideas, inspiration, anything like that. That's the purpose of these how-to series. You know, there's a lot of things going on in the world of Photo Day now. I always like to reflect back on the very first webinar I ever did with Photo Day, and I walked through the entire software, the front end and the back end, in about 26 minutes. Well, now that's become so much bigger. There's so many things that we've figured out about transitioning to online sales, how to make it successful, and of course, the expansion of features based on all your wonderful feedback. So thank you for that. Photo Day just keeps getting bigger and better. So hopefully you guys are enjoying it so far, that you guys that are veterans here joining me, and for anyone new, welcome, welcome to the family. And I hope you get a lot out of today. Hey, Jack, how are you? And thanks, Rainer, for that. So feel free to shout out questions if you have any, or comments, input that you want to share from your personal experience as we go along here. This won't be too long, probably get through it in less than 40 minutes because it's just downloads. You can't listen to me talk about downloads for that long. So I'll just get through it. So here we go. I'm going to kick it off. So obviously we felt a need to dive in deeper on downloads because we feel that we get a lot of feedback and a lot of questions regarding downloads from the very beginning. We've been in this for about 2 years. And, you know, really the whole idea started only, a little over 3 years ago. So, being brand new to volume photography is 100% online sales. And obviously now in today's world more than ever, there's a lot of you guys looking to transition online. And what we have learned at Photo Day from the very beginning of trying to do this successfully is there's a complete strategy that you have to follow to be successful with selling online, and also your product changes. And you guys probably hear that if you watched any of my other webinars. I say it until I'm blue in the face. So sorry I keep repeating it, but I do think it's the most important thing. So before we figure out how to sell downloads and whether they need to be social sharing or high res or whatever it is, we want to know why our customer wants to buy downloads, right? I think that's the question. And we understand the why, we can make the how, and we can develop the strategy behind it so that we're making our customers happy as well as you're making yourselves happy with selling them the correct way. So why do people want downloads? I conducted this survey on my Facebook page with a lot of my mom friends because I was really interested. Some people, I hear feedback or I see it sometimes floating around on social forums about, not being able to buy the downloads and some consumer frustration. I see people that, because it's like a paper form environment or whatever, I see people that are buying online in some kind of prepay aspect or even in a proofing aspect, and downloads aren't even being offered. And the customers really don't understand why everything's online. Why can't they just buy the file? So let's look into a few of the reasons, a few of those answers that people gave us about why they want to buy downloads. So, number one reason that we saw was so I can print my own. And then they never end up printing it anyway because it's a convenience thing, right? So I don't buy the digital files because it's too pricey and the image is usually not my favorite. So yes, sometimes they look good on screen, but they don't print very well. So, we'll get into more of the strategy and how to solve some of these things that the customers are telling us for online scrapbooking or chapbooks. Because, you might have multiple kids and multiple images and what are you going to do with all those prints? So they just want to kind of put them all together if the studio is not offering, any type of collages or something like that with all the kids and everything they have. I just got through dance season with my two girls, and they have 8 costumes between two of them. That's a lot of prints. What am I gonna do with all those? So, we got to figure out how to put them all together. So, and then of course, because sometimes they're too pricey, and that's like, maybe pricing yourself out a little bit of that. So let's break down these couple of things. So I can print my own and never end up printing. I think that first remark right there is really directly related to your product, how you're offering downloads in your product and packages. But related to that last one, and the second one is it's too pricey. So you have to be careful not to price yourselves out. And really, what's the reason on why you would price yourself out? Well, one of the most common reasons is that, myself included, that I used to think about is, I want them to buy prints. I don't want them to buy digitals because they're never going to come back. It's going to cap my sales. It's going to end my sales, right? Well, you don't have to just sell the download. With structuring downloads and structuring your packages, I highly recommend those high-res downloads be part of your packages, to incentivize them to buy the larger packages, or, maybe only have packages, that have some prints, only have downloads that have, or packages that just have packs of downloads. And of course, how that changes in the online environment is how many images of each person are you selling. So in the prepay form environment, we were stuck with one pose per form. So it really limited how we could sell product, what we could price it for, and how we could combine that together in the packages. In the online environment, in the proofing environment, really the sky's the limit, and you can really capture more images. And that's what we're really seeing in the Photo Day environment is the high average order values are directly related to the amount and the quality of images that you are offering each parent. So, and that's where studios are really seeing success when they're executing picture day, they're communicating properly, and then they're offering this wide variety of poses / expressions or different looks of different images. The parents just can't give it up. So I'm not saying take your printed packages from your printed order form and put them online. Because I think if you've ever watched this webinars before, I say, don't do that. What I'm saying is your packages and the way you design your packages online need to follow the images and the variety of images that you're preparing for each one of your customers. So if they're getting 4 different images or 5 different images, your packages need to follow that. So the idea behind packages is they buy more and they save more, right? So when you structure your packages, you want to account for the number of images you have for each parent or each customer, as well as the more they buy, the cheaper it gets per item, whether it's an 8x10 print or a download, if you're mixing them both together. So just remember that when you're doing your packages and you're setting it up and you're combining the prints and the digitals. Now, the value behind the high-res file, yes, you run the risk of not selling anything else if you only sell the high-res download and you sell it really cheap. They're going to run off the Shutterfly or whatever other consumer print solution and print it for $2 or $3 or whatever it is, right? So you don't want to do that. What you want to do is combine the high-res files for a decent price. Say your average order value, let's just say it's $35. Price your high-res download at $35, if that's what you're aiming for. If you put it in a package, discount it with the rest of the package. So if your big package is 20% off everything, discount that download 20% off. Just discount your 8x10s, your 5x7s, everything's 20% off because they're buying that bigger package that has this combination of units and downloads in it. If you're doing just a high-res pack of digital downloads, do the same thing. Whatever you think you would sell it for in a la carte, and I'm not saying sell it in a la carte because I do think in the multi-pose environment, these have true value. Parents usually want the images just to have it. We'll get to that in the next slide. But make sure you discount the downloads the more they buy. That will incentivize them to buy all the files from you, which will increase your sales overall, increase your average order, and make your customers happy. So let's go. Packages are too much money and they don't give me the variety I need, as well as I like to make collages. So this is one of the things I was talking about. So, make sure when you're offering them, combine them with different size prints. And I was just posting about this in our users group this morning on Facebook. Somebody wanted pointers on how to structure their packages if they're doing 2 poses or 2 different style images for each child. And my answer to that was like, think about what you're putting in the packages and what parents really want. So I know in the printed form environment, in the flat unit environment, we're used to just like 8x10 or any size combination of prints that fit on an 8x10 for economy, because we're delivering back to the school, that's going back in the kid's backpack and home with them. Well, in the online environment, we have the ability to do 4x6s, which is a lot easier to find a frame than a 3.5x5. I mean, there are not a lot of 3.5x5 frames out there. So when you're designing your packages and you're adding downloads to them, think about what the common sizes are. Parents are not filling up those slide-in picture albums anymore. They're putting these images into frames. They hold a higher value now. So think about your the size of the items you're offering in the package, as well as adding those downloads to that package to increase the overall value of that package. And here's one of the biggest reasons that we see. People just want to share the amazing images that you guys create with their friends and family instantly on social media. Does that have value? Yes, it does. And I'm going to show you guys a strategy here in a little bit on how to prevent screenshots, get some skin in the game, and make your customer happy at the same time. So more and more people, they just want to have the file. They just want to download it. Sometimes it's the weirdest thing in the world, but in the younger mindset is where I noticed it the most. They just want to have the download because they think that is the most archivable form of that image they're going to get is the download, when they really don't like understand that the print itself is more archivable than the actual file floating around in a cloud somewhere or on a device that can, get lost or broken. So, just to have it. And that's part of, our job as an industry is the overall education of the importance of archiving the images that are being created on actual physical prints. And I stand by that today. I have boxes and boxes of prints. I display the best ones on the wall in frames. I constantly switch them out, as most parents do, and you guys probably do for your kids yourself. But how many of you got that frame sitting around with like stacks of prints in the back? You can't even like put another one in there because it's so full, because you just keep replacing it with the new print. So that's one thing. But just to have it, it still holds value because people want to download just to have it. So there's no reason not to offer it. So, and then obviously to have it as a backup for some reason, if the prints get destroyed, if, something gets broken, something gets wet, whatever, they have the file. Maybe they're scared they can't get in touch with you, or they don't know how to get in touch with you. Like having that file gives them that sense of security that they're always going to have it so they can reprint it if something happens to the print. So here's some more reasons. I only buy fridge magnets. I find the packages to be way overpriced for food. I don't know why that one's on here, but I print from home. So I also give the file to the family to do whatever they want because everyone's so spread out. I feel like that's kind of a remark from like the old school of selling, print packages, because, with Photo Day, you can share that link, you can share that access code with multiple family members and let them order whatever they want and ship it to themselves. Or you can place multiple orders yourself, just like you can with gifting through Amazon, and ship it out to all of your relatives that are out of state. So good selling point for Photo Day plus prints and downloads. And then also, so I can print pics using Walgreens. I use Dropbox. And then I choose to order the digital file so I can make as many copies as I like using Walgreens right up the street because they have coupons. So here's another reason why building the value of those downloads into the print packages so you don't lose that sale is super important. Because remember here, the key is convenience. We're trying to be as convenient as we can to the parents, to our customers, so they don't have to jump through all these hoops to get what they want. And convenience is the new economic order. That is what sells. Convenience is the #1 thing, especially right now with everyone's rate of technology adoption and learning to live in this new virus-filled world. So yeah, I'm gonna say it because that's what I think about constantly. So what is the size of the social sharing download? So in Photo Day, we got 2 downloads. We got the high-res download, which holds its own value, and then we have the social sharing download. The social sharing download, and this is a strategy that I want to talk about with you. The social sharing download is going to be 600 pixels wide by whatever that proportional height is when they download it. So it's super small. It would make a blurry 4x6 if they tried to print it, but it's the perfect size. It's literally what's on my screen right now. It's a perfect size for sending out, on Facebook or Instagram or text messaging or anything like that, just for viewing. But the social sharing download is that special little thing that's going to prevent parents from taking a screenshot with your watermark across it and then you getting upset because something like that happened and you're like, oh, they're never going to buy anything now because they took the screenshot. And that concern is totally legit with moving to online, and I'm not disregarding it at all. I'm just pointing out that is a concern. But the whole purpose and what we've really learned and what we've observed over the last 2 years is that the social sharing download does a great job at preventing the screenshots. So, you can add it to your packages, or, to larger packages to incentivize them to get something for free, just kind of like how you did on paper forms with the free magnets or free button or whatever you do with free social sharing downloads. However, you can also make it kind of urgent and use it only in packages for a limited time. And that's the one that we find works so well, where you first launch a gallery and all your packages include a social sharing download, and it's limited for maybe the first 24 or 48 hours your gallery's on sale, because they're going to get something for free and it's only going to be there the first couple of days. And as you know, with going online, and if you don't know, you will learn really fast, that you have to have that strategy to convert the views to sale, so you guys are getting your funds as quickly as possible. So selling online, I'll just touch on that a little bit for anyone new tuning in. Selling online has about a 30-day sales cycle with the right strategy. It can take longer if there's things that go wrong, like bad communication, images that need to be corrected, things like that can delay your sales cycle. However, when you perfectly execute an online marketing strategy, what we see is that most of your sales are going to come the first 2 weeks the gallery is published. It's going to be over half of your sales are going to happen then. The remainder of your sales will happen the last 2 weeks. And we have a great blog post that explains that sales tail based on real data that we've crunched out of Photoday. So Dan, that is a great suggestion. And he plans to be able to include a free social sharing download for any orders over X amount outside of packages. That is a great feature request. I do have that one logged for our product team to evaluate. There's a lot more, that would be my marketing dream right there, because it is, like I said, it's very valuable, gets them to spend more, and also you can make that for a limited time. So definitely I'll go over some ideas at the end of this as well. So let me show you a little bit about how that social sharing download strategy works today in Photoday. So you can build packages, or you can offer these downloads in a la carte. A customer can only purchase one image per download. So each download, whether it's a high-res one or a social sharing download, there's only one image. It's an actual product by itself. So they can only put one image in it. So when they buy a download, whether it's in a package or a la carte, they're going to get an email download link within their email receipt. So common support questions here. If you have somebody that didn't receive their email or they're looking for their download, they first always verify the email address. You can do that by going right into the job, searching up their name or by order number, whatever information you can get them to provide to you. You can search the orders, you can find it and verify that they entered the right email address. If the right email address is there, then the next step would be to advise them to check their spam folder. If for some reason it's not in their spam and the email address is correct, and maybe they just missed it for whatever reason, you can actually grab the link to that download right from the order receipt that's searchable in your dashboard, or you can ping our live chat, our support bubble, if you need to correct an email address or anything like that, and we will be happy to resend the email to them to the right address, or just resend it again. So you got a couple different options there to solve those customer service issues quickly if they don't, for some reason, get their order receipt. So let's talk about strategy now. Sorry, I got ahead of myself here on the webinar. So here's what we're talking about preventing this screenshots by offering a free social download in the packages for just a limited time when you first launch the gallery. So we actually have a pre-designed campaign to help with this, and we can coordinate with you. So if this is a special that you're interested in, all you'd have to do is duplicate your current price sheet, add a social sharing download to each package sale or each package that you have set up, and link that price sheet to the job. Coordinate with us when you're ready to publish, and we will send out a custom text advising your customer that if they order in the next 48 hours, they'll get the social sharing download in any package that they order with any package purchase. Now, it'll be up to you to swap that price sheet at the end of 48 hours, but it does drive sales. It does get parent excited. And if you're going to do this, I highly recommend talking about it on picture day. So don't just rely on the SMS. If you have customers there on picture day, if the parents are there, if you have collateral going out, if you're posting about it on social, we're sending emails out about it, make sure you tell everyone about your 48-hour special. The first 48 hours the gallery's live, there's going to be a free social. You're going to start some excitement. So you'll start that sense of urgency, and people will flock. The minute you publish that gallery, they're going to get that text. We'll custom SMS, send out that reminder, and the sales will happen a lot faster when you have something like that, just to light the fire. So the multi-download price. So right now, offer a multi-download pack. So there's some other commerce software where parents can download like their whole gallery. Well, that doesn't really work in Photo like Group Gallery or Public Gallery. We don't have that as a product right now. So instead, what you're going to have to do is create download packs. So that pack of download can have like pack of 2, pack of 4, pack of 6, whatever your single download price is. Just go ahead and put a savings in there. The more they order, the more they save. So you can have, this is what I recommend. I recommend, maybe 4 to 5 print packages and print and download packages, and then maybe 2 to 3, depending on your event. Like dance, you have a lot more images, a lot more costumes. You're going to have a lot more multi-download packs to service your customers. And same thing with preschool even. Sports leagues, if you only have 2 to 4 images of each child, you might have, maybe only 2 download packs where they can buy for savings. So this is really going to vary depending on the feedback that you get from your customers and depending on the amount of images that you're creating for each person. But I wouldn't get too crazy with packages. Maybe if you're doing print and download packs and download only packs and print only packs, maybe cap it at like 8 or 9 packages, or else your customer is going to be scrolling for days looking for a package to buy. It's going to be a little confusing for them. So I would just keep it simple there. And there's other ways to incentivize purchases and combine a la carte items, like a kind of a create a pack savings by using offer codes. So, if you feel too overwhelmed about creating your packages for the first time in an online environment, always feel free to reach out to us. You can schedule some one-on-one time on the phone, or we can chat with you on live chat within the studio panel. Just use a little chat bubble, and we're always here for you to help you guys with that. All right. Okay, so that was my thank you slide, but I want to share my screen because I want to show you some other things about downloads. I was going to prompt myself to do that. So let me shut my camera off so I'm out of the way. All right, so this is a gallery, and since I did this webinar originally a while ago, we had some new features regarding downloads that I wanted to show you inside of the studio panel. So this is inside the studio panel. For those of you who don't know what Photo Day looks like, this is what it looks like when you're managing your photos. This is a personal gallery that I have created with pictures. Now, you can imagine this, one of the most popular requested features that we had regarding downloads in the very beginning. And just to back it all up, guys, we didn't even have downloads available as a product when we first launched Photo Day, because we were really trying to increase the value of prints. We wanted to help our partner labs, whatever, but the customer demand, the demand we got from studios, we put the products in, and we're learning as we go, and we're learning the true value of the downloads themselves and how to use them in strategy. So because of feedback, a lot of you guys that do compositing or maybe team panos or team photos, and you don't want parents to be able to buy those, it's very simple now. If you want to prevent an image from being able to be purchased as a download, there's this little red cloud download icon that you can find. So you can either select images, and you can click on this here, to prevent downloads, disable digital downloads. And what that'll do, oh, now it's not going to let me do it because my gallery is not all the way set up. Sorry, I lied here. Let me just attach a price sheet really fast. Or actually, it's got to choose a theme. Sorry, guys. All right, I'm going to go back over here. You can select multiple or you can do it one at a time here, and then you can just click the little red icon right here. It turns red and it knows that that image is not available for download. So you can block certain images from being available for the customer to order it as a download. And in the cart, what that looks like to the customer, it'll tell them that that image is ineligible to be purchased as a download. So it'll communicate that for you. And you simply just click a button to disable downloads. So we also have awesome support articles to help with that if you guys need to do some additional reading. So we also have some handy support articles for you and for the customer over here in our support engine. So this first one is how can I download my photos? We explain this to the customer here. And then also it shows a copy of what the receipt looks like. This is what I wanted to show you. If you've never seen an order receipt coming out of Photoday, this is what your customer gets. It'll have your logo, your name here at the bottom, and this will show them their purchase, and it'll have a link for them to download their image directly on the order receipt. Now, if they purchase a high-res download, it's going to look a little bit different. It'll still have that link on the order receipt, but they're going to get a part 2, a second email that's going to have a print release. It's very important that you know that this is not a copyright release. This is a print release. So it's basically you giving them permission to reproduce the image that they bought in high res, hence the higher value of that image. So, but again, it's not a copyright release. It is a print release. And this will go only when they purchase high resolution downloads. So they have it. So if they want to put it on a cake or something like that, they're able to do that here. So just wanted to show that to you. And then also what I wanted to show you guys is back it up a little bit to what we were talking about with the high res downloads again. So the size of the high res download, 2 really important things here. What they download in high res is going to be the size that you upload to Photoday. So we don't change the dimensions on it at all. What we do change, because most likely they're going to be downloading that to their mobile device, is we compress that JPEG. Just like, you know, when you get your JPEGs right out of the camera, they're smaller, but by the time you open it up and edit it and save it again, your JPEGs are all of a sudden bigger. Well, we are compressing that JPEG to conserve space on their device when they store it. So the JPEG total file size will be smaller than what you uploaded. You might upload a 10 meg JPEG file, but when they download it, it might only be a 2 meg file, but there is no loss of quality because of the type of compression that we're using. So it's purely just to save device space for them. So if you get that customer service question, I just wanted to let you guys know about that. So now I want to show you how downloads work in the packages. So I'm going to go ahead into a price sheet here. I'm going to open this price sheet because I was using this earlier. Okay, so in this price sheet, I've created some packages here already. So, and this is what I was showing you about, the pack of 4 downloads packages. When you name your packages, make sure they know what they're getting. These packages already contain a free social sharing download. So I'm just going to show you what that looks like inside the package here. So, and then I put 2 in here by accident, but I'm going to delete that one and reprice my package. So I have, in this package, I have the social sharing download for free. When they order this package, they're going to be able to fill out different images for each one of these line items here. And they're going to be able to pick an image for their social sharing download. So it's not automatic. They still have to fill it with the image they want in the social sharing download here. The same thing will pertain if you make a package of downloads. So this package has 4 downloads and they're all high res in it. The same thing will happen here. They will have to pick 1 image for each one of these downloads. So if the one thing I wanted to show you here when you're flipping and how downloads are displayed versus prints, you can change the quantity here of each item in the package that you're offering. When you're doing that and it's on the same line right here, they're only going to be able to pick 1 image per item. But when it's on, that's why the download it doesn't have a quantity here. You would have to, if you wanted 2 social sharing downloads in there, you'd have to go ahead and move another one over there to create 1 image here and 1 image here, because it's, you know, you can't have 2 downloads of the same image. It doesn't make any sense. So that's just confusing. So we have that little hack built in there for you guys. So just in case you need to understand that, I wanted to show you that. Now you can add it to your a la carte section. You know, it's good in cases where you only have like maybe one pose of each kid and you can only sell 1 download. But if you're doing multiple poses, I don't recommend selling a high-res download or a social download all by itself. I totally recommend using those in your packages to build the value of those items. Now, let's see if I have a price sheet over here that has packages. I want to show you guys something here. So I'm going to go ahead and right now I'm just going to delete these out. My package price is going to change when I do that, but I wanted to show you something here. So I wanted to show you how easy it was to take a price sheet that doesn't have any social sharing downloads in it. And so this is the one, no social sharing downloads in here. Let me just make my packages look better because that bothers me. No one sells an $8 package, right? So I'm going to come back out to my price sheets, and that was my youth sports packages, and say this is my packages that I'm going to use for the whole season. But I want to create my, I should have changed this too. Let me see. Sorry. Here we go. I'm going to get rid of that description. So this is my price sheet with no social sharing downloads in it. And now I want to create one from that price sheet to run that promotion. So all I have to do is take my price sheet and hit this little button in the middle. This little button in the middle is going to duplicate that price sheet. I can rename it up here. And then what I can do here is I can now open those packages up and add that little blurb of text. Oops. Get a free social sharing download in this package. Say whatever you want right there. And then you can go ahead and add it back to the package. And you would only have to do that for your 5 or 10 packages that you have in here, and attach that price sheet to your job. So I think I was in this job down here. And you could just simply swap out the price sheet and you're ready to go. Oh, here's my copy. I didn't rename it. Right? Save. And now anyone that visits that gallery now is going to see those new packages that include the digital download. So maybe I'll show you guys what that looks like too. Let's see. I have so many galleries here from doing so many tests. I think that's my access code. Now, when I open the gallery, my social sharing downloads there, because I just switch that price sheet. Now, if I want to take it away, I can switch it back to the other price sheet. It'll make me pick my theme again. And my customer, upon refresh, obviously, going back into the gallery, if they have it in their cart and they haven't checked out yet, what'll happen then is it'll force empty their cart. So if you change your price sheet and you have customers shopping, it's a live change. You see how fast that happened live? So you have complete control over this. And that's true with anything with Photodate. Since we're web-based, the beautiful part is if you make a mistake, if you want to do a quick mod, if you want to throw a package together because you had some customers interested in some other products you might have forgot about, you can throw it together really quick, put it in the job, and they can see it live on a simple refresh. Make sure you tell them to refresh. If they're using the app, they can pull down and refresh that for you. So let me see. I think I went over all things downloads and we're at 34 minutes. You guys got more remarks for me? Oh, the one thing I wanted to say, let me stop my slide presentation here and stop my screen share. Okay, awesome. So the one thing I wanted to tell you guys about downloads is currently in Photoday, we have two prices for downloads, if you would notice that when I was going through packages. We have the high-res download is $1.99 and the social sharing download is 99 cents. So as I stated in the beginning, we learned a lot going into Photoday and transitioning all these volume shoots online and making them successful as well as profitable for you guys. That's what our number one thing is. We want to make your sales very, very profitable. So with that said, we are evaluating the way we sell downloads, and that will be changing here in the future, in the very near future. And that is purely to benefit you guys so you can sell more, because we now know in 2 years of data more than ever that downloads are more and more valuable for you guys, and we need to do something to help you excel at selling them. So Dan, your product suggestion, your feature suggestion here, you're on point, because we are looking at a couple different things because we want to help you guys sell more, obviously, always. So I will close on that. So thank you so much. You guys listened to me talk about packages and downloads for 35 minutes. So you all deserve an award for that, for sure. And of course, we always welcome all feedback and any kind of pointers you have, things you would like to see in Photoday. How would you like to see that function? Feel free to either shoot me a personal email. I'll put it right here in the chat, lisa@photoday.io. You can email me personally. You can reach out to our support team in the live chat is also fine. And just give us a shout out. So hopefully you guys learned a lot today. And if there's something I didn't think of, let me know. Shoot me an email, but we are always listening. So thank you guys. I hope you have a wonderful Taco Tuesday. Because you know me, I love Taco Tuesday. So enjoy your tacos later. And yes, Bob, stay safe too. And I hope you guys are, starting to book some events again. I see it all over the place. Photoday's picking up. We see some events being made. So hopefully you guys get back to it and selling. And like I said, any pointers you need whatsoever about selling online, transitioning online, and being successful, feel free to hit us up. We will share whatever we have to help you guys be successful at this transition as we go to this new paperless environment, non-germ spreading environment. So thanks, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.